technologically. Machete.
We're having performance problems.
Back.
We have audio back.
Fantastic. Can you hear us live, Mike? Very soon.
That's-
This is crazy.
And now we have sound. again.
Okay. Before,
not what
at
I
least
heard.
not publicly.
Okay, there's sound.
Andre the Giant with 8 languages.
And Military Mike, aka Big Sexy, because these guys,
The business brains and the balls.
and they're the
Well, we've got the show.
Yeah, let's not use that as a reference for tonight.
Big Sexy?
No, tonight's our first night. You know, you gotta have these things. You gotta have these technical glitches.
That's right. We're getting all the glitches live,
We're
ironed
working it
out.
out. We've only been working on the show for like a year now.
It's a
so
year in progress, and we're having these
So-
technological difficulties. So
It is. We're actually going to cover some news stories too, which is pretty ironic. But I figured, you know what I was going to do? I was going to start off. I was going to tell people about me a little bit.
Go ahead.
I'm military Mike. Okay, go ahead, your turn. No, so I was going to say that I'm a veteran service officer with the local American Legion. I'm also the vice president at the Dock Ride Initiative out in Birmingham, Alabama.
Nice.
I work with the Homeless Veterans Program here in Loganville. And let's see, I own the Foxhole Internet Radio Network. We do all sorts of stuff. I got a podcast, The World According to Military Mike. And now I've been roped into, not necessarily not the news, with my
You've got your own
co-host, the
show.
Senate comedian, this guy. So what is it that you do on a daily basis?
Well, I try to stay out of trouble. I work on the set for several movie companies. As
But you can't tell
actor.
anybody, right?
You can't till it comes out. I mean, I could say that I worked on Netflix, Ozarks. I'm on.
Oh, but it's already been out.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm on 2 or 3 BET shows. You know.
You're on BET?
Yeah, I'm the.
You know,
I'm
if
the
it was the
deplorable-
other way, it would be WET, and that would just be weird.
You're
That's
all
a,
west.
this is a different channel altogether.
Didn't Cardi B do a song about that?
About being the deplorable diversity from Cardi B.
I'm not. First show, going down the tubes fast.
I have some confidence, man. Project strength.
That's what that is.
Absolutely.
That's because your show is at 7 o'clock in the morning. Chris.
Will we mention some other folks before we get to our first news story?
Well, we
I've
have
got
a-
one queued up when y'all are ready to rock and roll,
Okay.
but I'm gonna change my shirt real quick while the camera's off.
Okay, very good.
Are you're getting naked? Why they? Oh my
No,
God.
Jesus, it's not that kind of show, folks. It's not that kind of show.
No, it's not that kind of show. Our producer's half naked.
I already smoked some
in
acid
his
at the
case,
camera.
2/3 naked.
Oh, I did.
I already
That's
smoked
a
some acid
lot
at the
of
camera.
belly you
We're
got
off to a
going
good
there,
start.
buddy.
This was gonna be a serious program where we make fun of the news and we've got Andre the Giant half naked in the corner. What the hell's going on, folks?
Southern Fried Wrestling. Dave Manders, where you at?
Holy crap, y'all gave me a shirt that's buttoned all the way up to the top.
So for those of you listening, I do want to acknowledge my dear Saudi Prince out there and his family watching in Saudi Arabia, Prince Hassan, my favorite Hollywood movie director watching out there in LA, Mr. Tell, I hope you're not having lunch with Harvey Weinstein today, and my favorite feminist in Maryland, my Senate bosses, and that's enough for now, I give it back to my Italians.
But wait now, you can't be the Senate comedian without telling us the story about how you got that moniker. I mean,
Well, basically I worked in the Senate for 20 years, and I was a normal.
you don't look a day over 30.
Oh, thanks, Mike, you're so kind. You said that to all the dorks, I suppose.
You say that to all the liberals.
Okay, I'm not a liberal, I'm a recovering Democrat. Okay. True story. No, I was a Democrat all my life, and that's what made me the Senate comedian, working in that for 20 years.
Now, how did you start out working in this? I know we're supposed to be talking about the news, but by God, I've always wanted to ask him this. How did you get a job in the Senate?
The short version?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's only like a 30-minute show.
Well, my God, it's longer than Ravel's Bolero.
Hold up that sign.
Thinking Tolstoy.
Well, hey, real quick, y'all were worried about how we were gonna make 30 minutes.
I wasn't worried.
We've been live for
20 minutes late.
We've been live for 15.
I said,
That's what happened when you started 7:12.
I wrote it in my opening, which I'll finally say. We're gonna be here with you live every Tuesday for 60 minutes. Don't worry, because I have relationships that lasted longer than that, so I'm sure we can keep you excited for 60 minutes.
Hey, you can gargle peanut butter for 60 minutes. Let's do
Oh,
this.
absolutely.
Y'all ready for the first story?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Who's up? Who's the first story about?
Hey, Scott, why don't you slide to your right just a little bit?
Ideologically?
No, I want y'all to slide apart for just a second. Let them see that image.
Earlier it was slide together. And now it's
Well, yeah,
slide
when I want you both on the
slide
screen.
together.
Gentlemen, you have a monitor.
Support.
You have a monitor. Let the people see the meme.
Sorry, yes, sir, good point. My fat head's in the way. Look at this.
No, yeah. I don't want to touch the microphone.
You're so mostly sensitive.
You know what? I don't want to touch the mic.
Throw that mic away.
Let's
It's not
be
working
honest,
anyway. I had
there's
to
a lot of
switch.
that going on.
Mike, you throw that mic away. I had to switch to a backup. We'll figure that out later.
Okay, so we'll just.
Just move it. Just set it on the floor.
All right,
Oh my goodness.
we're gonna put it over here.
It's shit the bed. We're giving up on it.
Freaking
Can they hear us at all?
microphone.
Oh yeah, they got good audio on you.
Okay, roger that. Oh,
All right,
my
cool.
fat head's in the way. Look at that, see it?
So, see, now look, I'm looking at all these little things, you know, like the little green things and stuff like that. But if you guys saw this set, you'd really be amazed. I'm getting a tan. So, as somebody that a very close friend of mine pointed out, I look like I got punched in the eye. Look at that, man. What's up with that, man?
Always tell yourself from strength, Mike. That's important.
That's it, yeah, strength.
Strength and confidence. That's right.
So,
It's more neurotic than an accountant.
Dan says we sound like we're in a tunnel. We are in a tunnel, Dan.
At least it's not tunnel vision. How come my fat head keeps blocking the story? I gotta move over here.
He says you sound like you're in a tunnel. Let me see if I'll switch to
Yeah,
the other
it sound
emergency
like
backup.
That's okay. I've been in a tunnel before.
As long as we
Hey,
don't have tunnel
did y'all
vision.
see that tunnel that they found in Juarez, Mexico?
Was it?
It was over 1,000 feet. They found $25 million worth of drugs in it.
Really?
Apparently, and this is why they call it dope kids, is that they were trailing them, and the guys saw that the cops were trailing them, so they went to where the hole came out, and they led the cops right to it.
Oh no.
That's why they call it dope.
Well, don't get high.
Well, that's a completely different story. You want me to pull that one up behind you?
Well, you know, this is one of his stories, so I thought.
Scott, tell us about. I mean, what you got, baby?
Yeah,
Young
Scott,
guy.
you were gonna. Weren't
I
you
was,
doing the
yes.
pregnant man story?
Well, yes, a shock. I know everyone is surprised by this story, but especially myself. So when I first saw this headline, you guys, I thought, damn it, I need a real agent. If anybody was a natural for this role, it would have been me. I should be, at 5 months expecting, I'm qualified to be in the new Calvin Klein Pregnant Man campaign. And then when I thought that, I'm not making this up, you guys, on the set last week for one of the BET shows I'm in, they actually wrote it into the script.
That you were pregnant?
Not quite. Oh, thank you for your technological assistance. They wrote it into the script where the star of the show insults me for being so fat. So,
I mean, look, I don't know if anybody else has caught this, but I'm kind of a big guy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I mean, like we see the picture of Calvin Klein's pregnant man here. Scott, you've got better tits than he does.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. I've got a solid B cup going. Look at that.
And this guy makes it look like I'm on a hunger strike at a Dollar Family reunion. Fantastic.
Let's just say I've been kicked out of a couple all-you-can-eat buffets.
You didn't get kicked out, you put them out of business,
I
okay?
like the ones that go, $10, that's all.
You get
I
no more,
know.
you get no more.
Even the
and I'm
room you
doing
pull
that.
sometimes.
Said we weren't gonna go there.
Who
We're
said?
trying to be politically correct.
It's
No
not
one's-
all
no
you
one
can
is.
get.
Destroy political correctness, so I wouldn't be here.
It's kind of hard to not be the news and not be politically correct. But you know, the whole point of the show is to try to take stories that are in the news and kind of make them funny so that they're more interesting to watch. When you watch the news during the day, do you get upset? Does it bother you?
And it doesn't now that we have a show where we can make fun of it. So let's go to our next story.
I look at everything. You didn't cover this story.
What do you want me to say? I'm a fat person. They should have put me in the show. It's not like I'm going to be loquacious and talk too much and go on forever and ever. I mean, I would never do that, right, guys?
Did you
Always.
He said what?
Just 'cause
Loquacious.
I use big words.
Loquacious.
Hey, I haven't made any history.
Like
Wait,
like the nun from Good Omens.
Origin of the word.
Read more.
Origin of the word.
Scrabble word.
Loquacious. Invented by Flowrider with the ancient Greeks.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Yes, it means you never shut the f up. Okay, it's what it means. Which is why I just did that.
It's the root from which we derive circumloquacious, to talk in
So
circles.
I paused at
This
it.
is PG.
I said you never shut the f up. I paused at it.
I saw a show today where every time they cuss, they use a duck quacking. Yeah, it was like, it was a show about Karens. I don't know about y'all, but I love shows about Karens. I swear to God, I don't know why.
Isn't that racist against white people? They don't have.
Okay, I'm taking down the pregnant man story.
Yeah, he's not gonna cover that.
What do you want me
Can
to
you
say?
bring
I
up the
should've
down
done the
Russian
commercial.
fighter story?
Yeah, we can use
That's
Ukraine.
funny.
Now it's gonna get exciting.
Yeah,
Wait, which one?
the down Russian fighter.
Absolutely.
The one
Oh.
with the, I said, we're just a scroll.
Y'all keep talking.
Shot down these other guys and they shot down.
Well,
the
no,
guy.
okay, look, you know, the whole fight thing going on in the Ukraine, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, let's admit, the war is not fun. Been deployed a couple times. I know Chris been deployed a couple times and stuff like that. It's never any fun, all right? There's everybody that says, oh, I wish I was going back, or I wish I was back. Buddy, I tell you what, you might want to schedule another appointment with your VA shrink because war kind of sucks. But let me tell you this about the Ukrainians. They're fighting back like Wolverines,
Yes,
man.
sir.
It's like red freaking dawn going on
Red
over
Dawn
there.
steroids.
Wolverines! All right, so everybody always thought the Russians were this big, badass
Yeah,
group,
big
right?
bad bear.
But now I think we're all starting to find out what I've known since the 80s. Man, their equipment's crap. And they're gonna, there's people, the T-80 tank and the T-82 tank and the MiG-29. MiG-29's a pretty decent jet. But it ain't no F-16, it ain't no F-22, and it damn sure ain't no F-35. So you see what I'm saying? One reason is like the F-22 cost, well, it was scheduled to cost about $150 million per copy, and now they're averaging out about $230 million, and there's a contract for over 1,000 more.
Is that Lockheed Martin by chance?
That's so many zeros, it brings back World War II. Get it? The zeros. Oh, it's a dad joke. Sorry. If your dad was in World War II, he'd get the. Never mind.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, I remember. I was trying to let you talk and I talked over what you were saying.
Were you being loquacious?
I would have been if I hadn't been around.
You know, I know loquacious. I'm better at the quick trip.
You act so surprised.
Okay. All right. So the down Russian fighter, basically what happened is when it crashed and it broke up into a million pieces, that aircraft have a tendency to do when they hit the ground at like Mach 2. They found a GPS taped to the dashboard.
Wow.
Okay, so look, now I used to own
Wow.
a Nissan Pathfinder. All right, now the cool thing about the Nissan Pathfinder is it had a navigational
Did you ever get
system.
the air conditioning fixed, by the way?
No, that's in my Jeep.
The
and-
only guy I know who makes me look like I'm on a hunger strike in the middle of the summertime with no air conditioning, 98 degrees.
Do you know why I don't get the air conditioner fixed in my Jeep?
I don't want to guess publicly.
Will you ride with me if the Jeep doesn't have air?
No.
Exactly.
That was perfect. Ever since I met you, that's why he hasn't got it fixed.
No, it's a 22-year-old Jeep, man. 22-year-old Jeeps don't have air
So you beat
conditioning.
it like Ike Turner and
They
Chris
do.
Brown? What the hell? I mean, come on now. There's no air conditioning.
Okay, so can you imagine? All right, now in my in my Nissan Pathfinder, you could set the voice for your GPS.
Okay.
You could be a male or a female, and there was even some that had like English accents.
Oh, very good.
And they would, yeah, they'd have like Australian and, you know.
You're going to crash now. It's all going to shit. Get
Well,
ready.
so you could actually set how aggressive the voice was.
Ooh.
Alright, so here I'm playing with it, and suddenly it starts to sound like my ex-wife.
Oh, no.
I know she's not watching tonight, so I'm safe. But it started to sound like my ex-wife, and then suddenly I'm like yelling at my GPS and my Pathfinder, going, "Shut up! I know where I'm going."
Oh,
You see?
no. It's an enemy
Alright,
object.
so here is a pilot in the Soviet Union learning how to fly a very sophisticated jet, a fighter jet, a MiG-29. Alright, and they're telling him that he's got to tape a GPS. So in my mind, I mean, there's tons of GPSs. Everybody knows what GPS is, right? Global Positioning Satellite. You know, it can tell how far, where you're at, everything that long, all this other cool stuff. All us military guys know about. All right, so the real funny thing here is that I'm picturing or envisioning a tom-tom. So you got this tom-tom
Oh,
tape
yeah, I know what that
to
is.
the
When it first came out, yeah. Oh, my God, I get to know. There's old school
So,
technology.
wait, this guy's
Yeah.
flying at 800 miles per hour,
And he's got
and
an
he's
old
looking over the
tom-tom
side,
taped to the dash.
right? He's looking over the side, and the tom-tom is like, "You're coming up, rerouting."
Rerouting. You're coming. Oh, you're shot down.
This
You're
guy's
dead.
doing an 8G turn. Rerouting. At some point, you're gonna go, "Okay, shut up," and you're gonna smack the GPS. But that just goes to tell you that even the most sophisticated in a, what would be research, you know, a world power, they're using GPS. Now, as a helicopter pilot, I can tell you this, when I got back from Afghanistan in 2000, a friend of mine owns a helicopter company, and we went up in a Robinson 44, which is a basic, very basic, civilian rotary wing aircraft.
You met Mrs. Robinson in the air?
No, but that would be cool.
That's what
I've
I'm
never
saying.
done that. Mile High Club?
Mrs. Robinson.
I know
Very
you
nice.
have. You're a dirty man.
I wouldn't talk about it.
So here.
Nobody rubbed
in
one
the-
out in Denver.
In the, oh yeah, I never thought about that. You do the Mile High Club just on the street. Yeah. Wow, that's a poor man's Mile High
That was
Club.
sponsorship of our show.
Just jump up and bag some fat chick. Yeah, Mile High Club.
To the National Organization for Women sponsoring membership at the Mile High Club. The second you land in Denver, it's time to get the party started. Fantastic.
All right, so
You heard
back to
Ron
Rock
White talk about the
44.
Mile Ahead Club?
Oh my goodness, Christopher.
That's where you get one behind the Cracker Barrel
Oh
sign.
my goodness.
You know what relative humidity is, don't you? That's
It's
the
the
moisture that
excitement.
builds up. Never mind. I'm your sister. Never, hey, okay, no, we're not gonna. Your mom might be one.
Oh my goodness, she
Or
probably
your
is, but
grandma.
that's all
Yeah,
right.
and she loves me. She loves me more than you, I think.
It's possible.
It is. All right, so
I'm not threatened by your greatness, so it's okay.
so here I am flying the Robinson 44, and I look over, and no lie, guess what kind of GPS we had in the aircraft?
A tom-tom?
A tom-tom.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
State of the art? How many
State of the
billions?
art. Now look, this thing flies with the tailwind going down 60, 70, 80 knots. At most. It's not a high-speed
But
aircraft.
it is a tom-tom.
Yeah, but it had a tom-tom, which, believe it or not, now see, we flew IFR in Robinson.
International Feminine.
No, I follow the roads,
Regressive?
so
Oh.
we kind of just flew around. We kind of
You
flew.
just
not
fly
in-
around
in-
like,
in-
hello,
yeah.
can I do something fun today?
Yeah.
I'm on my tom-tom.
Yeah, and it,
And I landed in Denver. Oh my goodness, it's the Mile High Club.
so that would be fun, I guess. So, yeah, man, here we are. Look, 7:30. Good night, everybody.
We're just getting warmed
Made
up,
it through
guys, don't
one
worry.
Skit.
Huh?
You made it through one news article.
We made it through
You
one
made it
news
through
article.
one?
Yeah, we did. I think for our first night, that was pretty good.
We're just getting warmed up?
Yep, I'm on painkillers. Let's go to the next story, Chris. What do you have? Something for Scott.
Well, we need to buy a spare mouse that y'all can have a scroll wheel.
Okay, we need to buy a spare mouse. I got a mouse. I have a mouse in my house.
Pest control doesn't count. We're talking technology.
That sucks. Does anybody else have mice in their house?
Scott, you sent me this one.
I have
Okay.
a mouse in my house.
Oh, jeez, yes.
Okay.
Sexual harassment and
Yeah, I'm gonna
defamation.
kick you guys down to the corner so everybody can see this.
Yeah. That's
All
good,
right,
that's
that's
good.
good, that's good.
And it looks like we got a little video here.
Uh-oh.
An investigation into
video?
three
That
Kiel
was you.
middle
Oh,
school
that's 3 minutes. We're not watching
Mike's
that
still
crap.
going.
Oh, my
No,
goodness.
We'll just read the
3-minute
article.
video.
Oh, no wonder why he brought the beers. Oh, my goodness.
Not that I was hoping to get lucky.
Okay, so an investigation was launched into 3 middle school students in Wisconsin accused of calling classmates by the wrong pronouns. The school district has filed a Title IX complaint against the Kyle Middle School students, accusing them of sexual harassment for using incorrect pronouns when addressing another student. What they mean by incorrect pronouns is the opposite of that.
Right.
I received a phone call from the principal over at the elementary school forewarning me, letting me know that I was going to be receiving an email with sexual harassment allegations against my son. Rosemary Rabideau, one of the parents of the students being accused, said, I immediately went into shock. Okay, I'm going to say that's a little dramatic. But I immediately went into shock. I'm thinking, sexual harassment, that's rape, that's inappropriate touching, that's incest. What has my son done? And no, sweetheart, it's not.
Don't call me sweetheart, I'm offended.
How come
Please-
nobody ever
please do
inappropriately
be.
touches me?
No, not me, I'm saying that on behalf of
Women everywhere?
someone that's easily offended.
How come nobody inappropriately touches me?
I don't know, you can answer for
Well, I've read the
yourself.
article. Come on, fat guys, be funny.
Basically, when I first saw this article, this is why China's buggering us for breakfast, basically.
That's an aggressive producer.
We're getting buggered for
Wait, why?
breakfast.
I thought that was pretty aggressive. I thought that was pretty aggressive.
Passivity in
Doesn't
it.
bother me. No, I'm talking about the article. This is why we're
I
getting
know.
buggered for breakfast by the butchers of Beijing, basically, okay? We're going after kids. This is totally emasculating future young people. They're afraid to fart in the wrong direction. They stop keeping score in children's sports, and our enemy makes Dick Cheney look like the ACLU.
Did you say they're teaching the boys to fart in the wrong direction?
I said they're afraid to fart in the wrong direction.
Ah,
You see
I
what-
thought you were talking about belching.
I don't watch
Or something worse.
I don't watch regular cable TV, and the other day I was, and I saw a commercial. One, they're trying to be so politically correct in
That's
all
it.
commercials. There was a guy with a man bun, and if there's any listeners out there with man
Bitch
buns,
biscuit.
well, quite frankly, I'm talking to you. This guy had an aromatherapy blanket
Oh my God.
and was holding it like this.
In his man bun, he had an aromatherapy blanket.
He was holding it like this, like up to his face, like a little kid does.
Why hasn't China taken Taiwan by now?
Oh my God, it's a sad, sad state of affairs. But being that I'm single, apparently this is what women are looking for.
Oh my God.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No.
Mike, always sell yourself from strength and confidence. Jesus, he's like the Steve Urkel of the veteran community.
I'm always alone. I don't know why. Will you be my friend?
Well, I do sleep with 2 women.
Oh my goodness.
I do. They're pit bulls, but I do
No,
sleep with them.
Jesus.
And they
That
shed.
just got weird.
No,
right
Michael
there.
Vick, no bestiality. This is not that kind of show.
Michael
Mike.
Vick
Oh my
didn't do
God, no.
bestiality. He did dog
No.
fighting. That's different.
So the point is that we are emasculating our kids, feminizing future generations.
Of course
while
we are.
Our enemies make Dick Cheney look like ACLU and sell the organs of their own political prisoners. That's all I was trying to say.
Should I speak more slowly so my friends in New York City understand what I'm saying?
I'll grant you just said a hell of a lot.
He did. I tell you.
Come here, little munchkin. Come here. This adorable young munchkin.
If y'all were wondering where we're getting our signs
Come
from,
here.
this is our gas.
So, the entire show, apparently I talk like the Micro Machine Man, only faster. And so the entire show, this adorable little munchkin is holding up these slow down signs.
I thought she was talking about me drinking the beer.
Oh, Jesus. We got a live studio audience!
Tempo!
Live studio audience, they came to life! We can have a studio audience, that's a great
It's the
idea.
estrogen in the soy is demasculinating our population.
We just had, wait, say again, it's okay.
I said the estrogen in the soy is demasculinating the population. Testosterone levels are dropping at record rates because of the amount of GMO foods.
Yes, she's right.
That
Although,
was very loquacious.
It's
Loquacious.
Hey,
We're playing Scrabble next week,
you
Mike.
talk about imagining a quick trip the way you want to.
Signs. So she's always holding these up. Ever since the show started, she's like this. I'm
I
like,
think she's doing it just to screw with us.
Should I speak more slowly?
okay, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right, 'cause she's already famous. When she's basically the most confident person in the room, it might go apply for statehood. But I yield to the gentleman.
The comment section is demanding we put you on camera now.
Oh, Lord.
There you go. There you go.
Mom, take one for the team.
That doesn't sound like.
Come on, do it. Take one for the team.
Live
They don't
studio
wanna
audience. Mike.
Take one for the team.
Did you know the show? It took long enough, but the show has come to life, folks.
Yeah.
Because of our
And the
live.
audience goes wild.
There's a large black man in the corner. Would you like to say something, sir? I see you. It's kind of dark in the corner.
Large may be a little
That
generous.
Shiny face. I see him. There's a brother in the corner.
I don't have my wallet.
Oh no! Wait, hold on. No, I still
It's not worth getting out of the chair
I
there.
still got my wallet. It's okay. Oh my goodness.
I don't carry a
Well, the
wallet.
live studio audience brought us to life.
Oh, we lost our monitor now.
Uh-oh. Talking about
Oh
the
no,
white man.
y'all don't worry about it. Y'all still look like
We already
this.
checked our wallets. We're
Y'all
ready.
keep
There's
doing
like
the
a
show.
30-second delay.
I'm adding stuff to
Really
it. That's,
good.
like I said, I need to add another monitor
Are
to the
you gonna
monitor
cover
system.
another story or?
You can if you
Yeah,
want.
oh
We got
man,
big
you know
tech.
which one I want to do.
Which one do you want to do?
I want to do the shortage of baby food.
Okay, we know why.
How can that possibly even exist? You know,
Well.
when women have children,
Ah.
their body does. Now, look, I don't want to get into a whole discussion of it's my body, it's
Birds
my
and
choice.
bees.
But
The last 2 years it was.
there is a process that occurs to actually feed the child through
You mean like
a self-dispensary.
a self-dispensary? What are you, Braille Limited?
Moo.
A boob.
Oh,
Boobs. You're right, folks. I'm talking about boobs.
Boobs! Oh my goodness.
Talking about boobs. Can I bring a set of boobs up
Oh my
behind me?
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Because this makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Now, from what I understand, you can go to. Oh, we brought up all sorts of boobs behind it. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's totally
I think
the
our
wrong
producer
shot.
just told on
This
us.
is what I was looking for.
Colt said he's on Pornhub.
Looks like we just logged on to our producer's Pornhub
I want to
account.
thank our sponsors,
So-
the National and Organization of Women, the Mile High Club in Colorado, and my favorite feminist in Maryland. I yield to the gentleman.
Now, you know, in that cleavage, if you look really close,
She's like,
it looks
"Hey."
like my butt on her shoulder.
Oh,
right there.
jeez, what an attractive dog.
Yeah, okay. I was just saying.
If they were real, they wouldn't be resting on her collarbones.
That's
When you said
right.
your butt, I imagine myself calling Kevorkian and Collect, but we have to finish the show first. Oh my God.
All right, so how can there be a shortage of baby food? What is our government trying to attend? Now, look, I understand that, and I'm not talking about COVID, and I'm not talking about wearing masks, and I'm not talking about vaccines, because that's old news, man. But seriously, inflation is skyrocketing.
That's our next
The
story.
man is sitting there talking about writing into laws about baby bumpers in the cribs.
Oh my God.
I just paid God knows how much to get a half a tank of gas
Yeah.
for my Jeep.
Yeah.
And now they're saying there's no baby food. But you can go
You know
to
why that is,
Amazon
though?
Canadian
I don't
and they
want to
have
mess
all
up
the
the
baby food. in the
punchline
world.
because it's your story, so tell him why.
No,
Tell 'em why
I'm
there's a story.
asking. I'm asking.
I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
Because according to our progressive friends on the left that do the censorship previously on Facebook and Twitter and social media.
Which I'm sure we'll be getting.
And CNN and PMSNBC, guess what? They told us that men can have babies. Well now, boom! The
Bam.
demand has gone through the roof.
I don't get it.
Just like our first story with Calvin Klein.
I don't
It's
get it.
spiking the demand for the baby formula. Or are you saying it's related to inflation prices going through
Well,
the roof possibly?
Apparently, the man up in the 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, he said it had to do with the Ukraine war.
Oh, it didn't everything though.
Have you guys ever been there? Now, look, I know there's veterans watching this and stuff like that. So that part of the country, there's a whole bunch of nothing.
Well, it's the biggest wheat
I
producer.
think we just went to a pretty
sunset.
decent. It's like a
We have a
sunset
beautiful
behind
sunset.
us. There's a whole bunch of nothing in the Ukraine and those areas.
Not
Let's
nothing.
say.
It's the biggest wheat producer. What are you talking about? They're the breadbasket of the freaking world.
Breadbasket.
It is.
I thought we were the breadbasket of the world.
We're the financial economic powerhouse.
Well, the thing about the Ukraine, the thing that's a big problem with Ukraine for the food production situation
Yeah.
is that the Ukraine produces something like 60% of all the base components of fertilizer manufacture.
Well, that makes sense.
Which is going to, oh yeah, because, I mean, we've had Democrats washing money over there for so long, the whole country's full of shit.
Yeah.
So basically, all our fertilizer comes out of there,
It's
or a lot of it.
It's a giant town of compost.
But yes, Joe Biden's son on the payroll.
Indeed.
Tammany Hall looked like campaign finance reform in Chicago.
Well,
Yes.
gentlemen, are we done playing with these titties and talking about breast milk?
Yeah, well,
or do we?
let's get to the inflation, because
Well-
I don't understand. If somebody would please let
Wait,
me know.
my feminist friend just texted me live saying how much she appreciates the gesture. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of boobies.
yeah.
Between across 4 children, a beautiful, perfect set of breasts has saved me a fortune in baby formula. But gentlemen, I suggest that we take a moment for a word from our sponsors.
I think we should run a commercial.
Are you tired of bugs, dirty air, and weather?
Weather.
Consider space. There's lots to see. It's pet friendly. And you'll sleep happily in your hermetically sealed pods. And most importantly, none of that pesky air to have qualities. If this sounds appealing to you, it's an intense, long training process, and I suggest you contact Elon Musk on Twitter, and we'll be looking forward to his sarcastic response. In over 50% of the U.S., a third of the people are obese. Does this look familiar? Does this? Do you feel like this sometimes? Is this how you want to go about losing the weight? The truth is, you look like a cow because you eat like a cow. So forget about the fancy cheeses, the floppy cheeses, the nasty cheeses. Try horse cheese! Horses are far superior, they're friendlier, they're more romantic, more athletic, more aquatic, more playful, more comfortable, more fantastic. They have a better diet, and most importantly, they don't eat their young. So try horse cheese, because after all, you are what you eat.
In fact, you don't need 30 rounds to protect yourself.
You want us alive when they eat us.
Put that double-barrel shotgun and fired 2 blasts.
Which were then thrown at officers. Demonstrators also hurled fireworks.
Telling you Molotov cocktails work. Anytime I had a problem and I threw a Molotov cocktail, boom, right away. I had a different problem.
He makes a strong case.
Boy, it sure would be nice if we had some grenades, don't you think?
Modern problems require modern solutions.
In North Korea.
Because we got the food. We're going to be what's for dinner, that's right.
They've got society so bent over Amber Heard, they don't care that what's-his-nuts is buying up all the farmland in middle America.
Oh, good point.
Johnny?
Should be on our show. China.
They get so bent out of shape, they don't realize that Gates is causing a lot of these food shortages.
So
20 different food factories have gone up in flames in the last 6 months.
And we're back.
We're back. We're back. No 3, 2, 1 or nothing. Just look, we're back.
Julie's commentary was quite well received.
3-2. The whole 3-2-1 thing takes the element of surprise out. I don't get any shock out of you guys.
Hey, that's another song about big energy, which we can't mention during the 3, 2, 1 big energy. Oh my goodness.
There
Our
was a
friends in
TV
New York
show,
City.
3, 2, 1 Contact. when I was a
Okay,
kid.
so
I remember that.
you said you wanted to talk about China.
No, Ukraine, my friend.
Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's close.
No, but there are geopolitical.
I know that the Ukraine food they don't deliver.
Because you tried, right? You
I have,
all the
yeah.
Ukrainian buffets out of business.
There's a lot of Ukrainian buffets out there.
Never
A lot
let
of
me-
all you can eat. It's
So
the whole country right now is kind of like, instead of all you can eat, it's anything you can find to eat.
You and me would be on the menu for sure.
Does the Soviet Union have MREs?
I don't know.
I'm sure they do.
It's probably the left-right-K thing.
The K thing?
No, the left-right-K, the Cyrillic, the funny, the O with the line through it.
It's
and
like all the
K.
little buttons on the calculator.
Yes, all the funny buttons on the
Buttons on calculator,
If the
yes,
comedian
no.
could be serious for a moment, son. The comedian could be serious. We've got news for you.
If the comedian could be serious.
So back in 2014, I went way over my pay grade, and I had no responsibility to do this. So I saw what was happening, and I pleaded with then President Obama's chief of staff on 2 separate occasions if we could please get the Javelin anti-tank missiles to the Ukraine government. And Dennis was a very nice fella. He didn't get me in trouble for, was not in my pay grade to bother the guy about any of this stuff. But he basically said, "You're right, Scotty, but we don't want to escalate." And the second time I asked him, I kind of forcefully mentioned that my exact words were, "You do realize, sir, that showing weakness to aggression is like giving Viagra to an infomaniac. You do realize that, sir." And what had ended up happening is the Obama administration sent them blankets. So on Trump's first day in, he authorized the general.
And not the effective blankets.
Yeah, the ones that help you from
Not the aromatherapy blankets.
Yeah. Not the aromatherapy blankets for the man bun.
We did a blanket drop when I was in Afghanistan.
Were you alone?
No, they
Is that why they wear the rags to hide the bitch biscuits?
The bitch biscuits. The pizza.
Look at my buddy with the man bun. He's like, "Scotty, you said it would be. Why did you make fun of the man buns? People can't help their man buns. If they're born with a man bun, they can't help it. It's not a lifestyle choice, If you're
Get
born
a
with man
haircut.
bun, Not everyone's as tightly wound as you are, Mike. Some people are more expressive with their individual creativity.
Buddy, if this is tightly wound.
Man, you're talking about somebody coming out with a man bun already, and all of a sudden I'm wondering, what if you had an infant born with Liberty spikes?
Guys.
There's some logistics to process.
Imagine if I had a man bun.
Well, back to Ukraine, folks. So fast forward many years later, and first, unfortunately, President Biden in front of our NATO allies in Europe did a quadruple flip-flop when he first mentioned that President Putin should be removed from power, and then his press secretary Jen Psaki said, "No, that's not what he meant. What he meant to say was he shouldn't exercise power, but we don't want to remove him from power." And then Biden came out and said, "No, I want him out of power." You get the point. That was a quadruple flip-flop after he backed down on consequences for chemical weapons. The very next morning, the press secretary said, and this is a quote, "We don't really like red lines much around here." Now, this is after Biden already backed down and flip-flopped on helping transfer the MiGs to our Eastern European allies. So all I'm saying is, talk about emboldening aggression with weakness. Unfortunately, with Putin, Biden has made Jonah Hill look like John Wayne and Richard Simmons look like Rambo. That's a serious observation of the comedian.
That was extremely serious.
Hey man, I'm a foreign policy dork. I gotta share this with you.
That was extremely serious.
Yeah, you got unfunny for a minute there.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes y'all gotta talk about some serious material. I can't just kiss your ass and make you laugh every time I feel like it.
Debbie
Sometimes you gotta be serious.
What'd she say over there? I see someone giggling.
Debbie Downer.
Oh, Debbie Downer. But you're giggling already.
Hey, audience,
Black man in the
tell
corner
Scott
is
how much you
spitting at me.
enjoyed
He's
this.
I feel like donating to a worthy cause right now.
Well, I know.
Hey, Chad, tell Scott how much you appreciate his diatribe.
Oh, my goodness,
Hey,
terrible,
gentlemen, let's move on to, let's get at least one more article in before we quit.
Let's get one more story in there.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you have the one with, I like the new Barbie doll.
Now, how about this? The one about.
this is the one that I had pulled up.
Oh, okay, we could do that.
Oh, that's one of your stories.
Yeah, you can take it though. If you
No,
want.
I don't, I didn't read it. I only read my stories.
Oh, and I thought I was self-absorbed.
Okay, well,
I read
Scott,
the story about the Barbie
stories.
doll with hearing aids.
Scott, you
I
go ahead.
can relate.
Scott, you go ahead and cover this one, and I'll go ahead and get the Barbie doll thing queued up for.
I have a Barbie doll figure.
You're gonna tell
and
the
I
world
wear
about your
hearing
Barbie
aids.
doll figure, and you wonder why you're single. My God.
No, it's not anatomically correct. And I
Barbie
do
dolls
have
don't
breasts.
inflate, Mike.
Oh my God.
What's that?
Barbie dolls don't inflate, Mike.
We go from the serious parts of the Ukraine invasion to inflatable Barbie dolls. What's coming up next?
I don't know, but I hope it's got Cheetos in it.
All right, what's that story say? Can our viewers see it?
Yes.
All right. So I just brought that up because what happens after the election was a whole ton of censorship on Twitter, on social media, on Facebook. And I know just how horrific the censorship was because I put a little quote, and we won't get into the subject tonight in detail, but I put a little quote right after the election, and it was from Joseph Stalin. And the quote said, "It doesn't matter how many votes my opponent gets. All that matters is who counts the votes." And all of a sudden, within 5 minutes, Facebook fact checker pops up faster than I could get confused in a math class. It pops up right away, and it says, Fact checker, false. He never said that. Well, these Facebook fact checkers, I know more about weight loss than they know about history, and that's exactly what he did say. Now, that's the only time I was censored on social media, but lots of my friends, even my progressive friends, have been censored. And only when it happens to you do you realize what a problem it is. Social media combined, Twitter up until now, and Facebook, they're increasing censorship at a rate that George Orwell himself could never have anticipated. It's got the efficiency of the private sector. With 1984 on steroids, I yield to the gentleman's Barbie dog. Cheers.
It sounds so parliamentary procedure when you do that.
Well, I was trying to be serious. I can't be funny all the time, Big Sexy.
I know, but you're the comedian. We're kind of counting on you to be funny.
Well, hang in there. I'll be with you someday, big fella.
Yeah, I'm still trying to. I don't see where you sent the Barbie story.
Well, I'm looking at it. It was in my list of stories, producer man, guy, producer dude. Basically, it shows a Barbie doll with a hearing aid, which I wear 2 hearing aids.
What?
Which, exactly.
I can.
So it's, I guess what they're going for here, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what they're going for here. What is the point? Is there a lot of children suddenly have hearing aids because they don't have any baby formula? I'm confused. Why? What would be the point? Okay, look, I had G.I. Joe when I was growing up.
You still have them?
I do. They got kung fu grip. I'm lonely.
Wow.
That Barbie doll with a hearing aid might be your best shot. Oh my God.
It's the only one. It's the only woman that I listen to.
Our live studio audience is listening. You guys in the seat. Julie's on the edge of the seat. She's giggling. Large black man in the corner. And
He left.
He left.
How bad is that?
There you go, with confidence and strength. Andre the Giant with 8 languages is on the edge of the seat right there. The little leprechaun munchkin in the corner is holding up the sign.
Tempo. I'm
Yeah.
drinking as fast as
Oh
I
my
can.
goodness. No, I would say that's not really as bad as the proper pronouns problem in our schools.
Okay, what is the point of going with the Barbie doll with the hearing aid? What are we getting across here?
Inclusivity. That it is no longer a taboo to have some form of
Well, I mean,
disability.
Okay, so what they're saying is like kids that were in school before that had hearing aids, they were getting bullied. Is
They
that
could
where I'm going?
identify it. They had
Is that-
someone out there that was like them.
Okay,
There's
so
a-
now if you have a Barbie doll with hearing aids, one, where does she get the batteries from? Not the VA, because that shit sucks. So, I've got rechargeable ones now.
Only after midnight.
Yeah. My hearing aids, I wear 2 of them now. They're rechargeable and they're Bluetooth, so you can answer the phone, you can listen to music. And then I like to tell kids that they translate. So if they speak in Spanish, that I can push a button and hear it in English. And they're like, oh, no way.
I can actually show you how to do that.
Kids
I'm
are
scared of technology.
Yeah,
I don't know what Bluetooth from a saber
Okay, just so everybody understands,
They
Scott
told me.
is so scared of technology
Yes,
that
I am.
tonight he was almost late because he had to go home to get his laptop.
They made me bring my laptop.
Now, when he shows up
Can you
with his
believe this?
laptop,
He
it's
doesn't know how to
dead,
turn it on.
and he didn't bring the cord.
I'm like, you're welcome. I went back home again to bring the damn thing, and I remembered the mouse, and then they're
Oh, explain the
complaining.
conversation about how he started out being 28 miles away and then he was 31 miles
Yeah,
away.
and then I said, "You're going the wrong way."
I think I missed a turn answering your questions.
It's kind of like the first time I went hunting.
I'm like, what do I call this guy? I can't multitask. This is technology. This is what it does to me.
The first time I went hunting, I told my older brother, I said, how are we going to get this deer back to the thing? He said, drag it by the horns. I said, oh my God, I'm getting further and further away from the house. So,
Hey, we got from the comments section, Zaluska the Slav. That's my giant ogre of a Polak Steadicam operator.
Oh, yes,
he asks,
Christ, there's a guy
where,
bigger than freaking
Yeah, right,
Chris.
there's someone bigger than Chris.
he asks, where's my Barbie doll with AR and kit? I don't feel represented.
Right. Why don't they have an IDF, man? IDF soldiers, female soldiers, badass.
I knew this one.
Oh,
IDF.
buddy. Firearms.
She was a tank
instructor,
operator. IDF.
Freaking,
She was this
they're
little
martial
mouse,
arts, Krav Maga instructors.
smoking hot. She was like 5'1".
And they wear that beret like it's just buried down their head.
Or they could do the other kind of IDF with a mortar tube.
Anna or Min, if you're watching, yes, I'm thinking of your cousin.
I'm
She was
here
a
to tell you.
tank commander in the IDF, little mousy, can build 5'1", Krav Maga,
Yeah,
commander
man,
of tank.
absolute ass
Oh,
kickers.
smoking hot.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's something we can all agree on, is the hot women of
That's
the
the only part-
IDF.
that's the only thing I like about Russia.
Fantastic.
Women.
I said IDF, what are you talking about?
I talk about the Israeli Defense Force.
Why did you say Russia?
Well, because I saw this girl on the screen.
Oh,
and
okay.
She looks Russian.
I'm all for hot Russian chicks.
She looks like a Russian mail order bride.
How we get from IDF to Russian
If they have a hearing aid, you get a 30% discount.
Unless Putin's taking some arms deals with the Israelis.
Is that because they can't take orders well?
Oh my goodness.
You can click on.
Jeez, it has performance problems.
Didn't I ask you to make me a sandwich? What?
Andre the Giant with 8 languages, ladies and gentlemen.
You can click on with hearing aids or.
I can hear the IQ dropping in this room.
Yes, so much uplifting dialogue and civil discourse, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't get one that doesn't speak English. They're more expensive.
We wonder why he's still alone.
He wonders why he's still alone.
Well, hey, look.
It ain't a calculus equation, but we love military Mike. He's the man.
He's
When
the
you
common
were-
denominator in his single digit equation here.
when they were making fun of me about this flat top thing I was supposed to bring and the mouse, I tried
It's
to.
called a laptop.
Laptop.
Not a laptop.
Oh, whatever. Give me a
Laptop
laptop.
is the
You
hair
get a haircut.
style.
Put a damn plate on my head and make me an accountant. My God.
That's exactly what we're all
Oh.
doing right now. My God.
Look, here's what my point is. I would rather get a root canal on the set of The View live from Afghanistan than deal with technology. Do you understand me, sir?
That Joy Bear, that bitch wouldn't stand a chance.
Don't get me
in
started on her.
Afghanistan.
Oh my goodness.
That's your favorite redhead, you know.
Joy Behar, are you kidding me?
She's more manly than he is.
Isn't it weird? Our green screen is starting to
Joy
slowly take over.
Behar?
She's a little masculine.
She's the rudest autonomous individual with political.
I bet she could
discourse.
palm a
Our
basketball.
green screen is starting to come
No
out.
way, that's it. Joy Behar. Oh my God, she's the worst.
Well, guys, it has been a fun hour. 40 minutes or so.
Wait, how long did we last?
We can't.
56 minutes, folks.
56 minutes.
They thought we couldn't go past 45. We made
Yeah.
it almost a full hour.
Think about
I've got
that.
49
Jerry Lewis
minutes.
used to go 24 hours. We barely squeaked by on 40.
We're gonna last longer than Ravel's Bolero, baby. We're just getting warmed up here.
Tom
I
Brady's
feel like a
retirement.
Tesla.
You haven't even been used yet in charge.
No, I need to be charged up.
Well, where do we come to like, folks? We'll have our technological problems.
Yeah, this is a work in progress.
We'll have everything sorted. Well, it'll literally be improved with the technological difficulties. Next
What
week.
makes you think it'll be improved?
I'm trying to be positive.
Next week, tune in to Watch Bank all alone in the corner with more
There's a good
technology.
chance it's going to be worse next week.
This guy would have been more fun at the Nuremberg trials on the Hindenburg.
Look how
Jesus.
small your laptop is.
See?
Your size
Yeah.
queen.
Big laptop.
He's projecting his size insecurities once again.
Total penis girl.
Oh, she is. Julie in the audience. Oh, my goodness.
Look how
Yeah,
small yours
okay,
is.
we better cut the show down before I censor what I'm. Let me just censor my next thought. And God bless y'all. Have a great evening. We'll see you next week.
I
7
tell you
o'clock.
what, that was about as much fun as you can have.
Without
In an
being-
hour.
Without peeking
40
on
minutes
the
or so.
With
Yeah,
your clothes on,
Like
right?
10 people in the room.
Hey,
So-
be confident. This is just beginning.
Absolutely.
Castro started with 57 people and took over a whole country. Oh wait, that's a bad example. Communism was bad, very bad. The point is, don't give up, man. We're just getting warmed up
No.
here. We'll see y'all next week at 7 o'clock.
Attica.
Spartacus.
Oh,
Hey,
Lord.
that was
Good
fun.
night, everybody.
Take care, everybody. Have a good
Military
night.
Mike, and you've
Second
been
comedian.
unfortunately watching not necessarily not the news. We'll see you next week, Tuesday, with Chris Lowry from the Brushfire Mike.
Indeed. And I'll see most of y'all tomorrow morning at 0730 for WTF CNN when we will, we're going to talk about chickens tomorrow morning. You ought to get a chuckle out of that.
Give it a
My
spin,
feminist
Jake.
friend is enthusiastic, but I know we're just getting warmed up. All right.
Is it
And
lobster? Is it-
let me go ahead